ho, you can pull, but we won't go, sang the trucks. This made Diesel very cross. He pulled, and he pulled, and he pulled. Grew unhappier, and he was rough with the freight cars. You're no good, Oliver. You're dangerous. We want Percy. Percy's far too busy to be bothered with the likes of you. And Oliver bumped the freight cars hard. You silly engine, shouted a workman. It'll take a long time to repair this turntable, which will cause confusion and delay.
James was already there, waiting for him. "You're late," he snapped. "I know," said Duncan. "It's that smelly Diesel's fault. Rusty tries to teach me how to stay on the rails and then goes off leaving me to find my own coaches." "You poor engine," sympathized James. "I know all about Diesels. One crept into our yard and ordered us about. I soon sent him packing." Duncan was filled with admiration. He didn't know that James was boastful and sometimes didn't tell the truth.
Duck arrived with a train of empty freight cars. George was blocking his way, and a car was stuck on the main line. "Let me through," demanded Duck. "You'll just have to wait," replied George. "There's no time to wait. I must clear my freight cars from the main line to let Gordon through." "Then he'll have to wait too," said George. Duck's driver went to complain to the station master, but the signalman had set the signal to allow Gordon to speed through. His passengers were singing his praises, and he was making express time. "I'm the greatest! Just watch me fly by!" He whistled long and loud as he approached the station. Suddenly, he saw a freight car on the line ahead. "Get out of my way!" But the freight car wouldn't move until Gordon forced it by accident.
Thomas puffed as fast as he could, and he raced into the station just in time. "Runaway trucks are coming," he cried. "You must change the points." The signalman quickly changed the points. The troublesome trucks hurtled into a siding. They biffed and bashed the bumpers.
This made Cranky very cranky, so cranky that he swung his arm around and dropped the pipes onto the tracks instead of the trucks. "Whoops," said Cranky meekly. Cranky and the engines were trapped at the docks. "We're sure to be safe in this shed," said Duck. But he was wrong. The engines had no idea they were about to be put in great danger by an old tramp steamer. It was out of control and running aground, straight into the sheds. "Help!" called the engines from inside the shed. "I can't!" called Cranky.
"Back so soon? The Earl has borrowed me again from the Duke and Duchess of Boxford to act as his private engine.
Most engines have really useful work to do, such as pulling express trains or hauling heavy goods."
Being a private engine is really useful, Gordon. Earls and dukes only appreciate the finest engines. And the fastest.
"You're not the fastest, Spencer. I am. That's why I pull the express."
I'm obviously faster than you are. Can't you see? I'm streamlined.
Maybe you should have a race to prove it.
I'd be delighted.
So would I. First thing in the morning, shall we say?
Through the station they thundered. Disaster lay ahead. Something sticky splashed all over James. He had run into 2 tar wagons and was black from smoke box to cab. He was more dirty than hurt.
Next morning, as James was being repainted, Henry had an accident. If you can't push cars properly, Henry, why not talk to a tree instead? You know how much you like the forest. As a matter of fact, bossy boiler, Sir Topham Hatt is inspecting the island for trees that are too close to the line. He's worried they might cause trouble. Ha! Laughed James. If I came upon a tree, I'd just push it aside. Really? Henry replied.
When Duck returned, Diesel was trying to take some trucks from a siding. They were old and empty. They had not been touched for a long time. Diesel found them hard to move. Forward, push, backwards, forward, oh! The trucks groaned. We can't. We won't. Duck watched with interest. Diesel lost patience. He roared, gave a great heave. The trucks jerked forward. Oh! They screamed, we can't, we won't. Some of their brakes snapped, and the gear jammed in the sleepers. Chuckled Duck. Diesel recovered and tried to push the trucks back, but they wouldn't move. Duck ran quietly round to collect the other trucks. Thank you for arranging these, Diesel. I must go now. Don't you want this lot? No, thank you. Diesel gulped. And I've taken all this trouble. Why didn't you tell me? You never asked me. Besides, said Duck, you were having such fun being Rev whatever it was you said. Goodbye. Diesel had to help the workmen clear the mess. He hated it. All the trucks were laughing and singing at him. Trucks are waiting in the yard, packing them with Diesel. Show the world what I can do, gaily boasts the Diesel. In and out he creeps about like a big black weasel. When he pulls the wrong trucks out, up goes the Diesel. Growled Diesel, scuttled away to sulk in the shed.